Like fear to flame. Time to proceed with the next stage of the plan. But the tank's transportation thus arranged, our first task is complete. We may now turn our attention to the second. To wit, obtaining the blessing of the Isabar contingent to use the Tower Battle to channel energy onto the moon. Our destination is Camp Broken Glass, where we may present our petition to Commander Lucia. I haven't seen Lucia in a long time. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Well, actually, no, wait, we saw her bass patch, actually. No, we did. Hmm, oh no. I mean to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent. Oh yeah, the Void Side incursion. Yeah, that was when his name Cagnazzo was causing trouble. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. Tis no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of the technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Having a more official name, we refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. Hang on a sec. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by Anima is still fresh. If the were to suddenly light up again, it is like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. Better than facing a mass invasion by Golvez and his Void Sent horde, surely. Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, but as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet, even were we to convey your warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. What's there to imagine? Haven't these people seen Void Sent with their own eyes? Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in this cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear, despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of warmth you offer? They may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. So like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. It's kind of hard to. The Tower of Babel is literally a stuff of horrors in this game. It's not horror as what things we've played or seen in other games, but it's still a horrifying place if you were to look at it from their character point of view. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alpha and Alizé with the rapport. With the rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with invaluable insight. Leon, might I ask you to remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? Oh yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting to do this. Because what it is there, now I can't. I keep forgetting to put it myself on busy because one of the things that it does is prevent people from just sending you tells and stuff. There are some people in this game that play this game and will actually spoil things. And through tells and such, and it's like, stop. Don't even. Oh yeah, by the way, if you try to spoil things in chat, in Twitch chat, yeah, it's a bad time as well. It will be. I'm glad to see you, Ronald. Bertra has explained our present dilemma. 'Tis no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babel. That's putting it mildly. Many would be up in arms over it. Trust in Isabel contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly, or we risk jeopardizing everything we've achieved. Trust again. Oh, is that the theme of this whole entire thing? Well, it seems to me that it's not for it, but speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessities of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns. Then perhaps we could begin working towards a compromise. In that case, I'll take you to meet the community leaders. They are at a station called Steneris, near the Sanitarium Imperialis. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But that I will leave to the others, save Zero. Might you accompany me? I'm sure those in Tapper's Den will have their own opinion. Alphino, if I may drag you along. Terram, we leave to you. You are no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. It's settled. Once you've learned what you can, let's all meet in Forum Solois, where we'll have what I hope is a productive discussion. Now, be honest, I am kind of weary about activating the tower also. No, stop it. The tower is evil. It'll turn us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. That tower isn't right, I tell you. All those magics. Years ago, when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our village to the ground with the stuff. Made things here appear and disappear and fly and burn. can still see it when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear, but let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. Yeah. I don't blame them at all. I'm surprised it hasn't been torn apart yet. Like, taken down. Like, dismantled. Activate the tower. Babel, are you out of your mind? That abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. Bear to look at it whenever I step outside. If you want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. There we go. I'm with these people. I'm sorry. The Tower of Babel? But what's it got to do with Voice? I can't say I understand. Still, your people have done much more. And if you say it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. I mean... Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Though if we dare speak thus to some of the contingents, they might make assumptions, cut our rations, or worse. No, forget I said anything. Please. Oh, they won't do that. I don't blame them. I really don't. Like, if they all would have said no, I would have been like, yep, I understand. I wouldn't want that tower activated either. Like I said, we had front row seats of what was going on in there. Because we had to climb that thing. Julius is on his way with the others. I hope you found the people more receptive than we did. I do not like this song, to be honest. Ronald, may I present to you Lords Genevis and Metavis, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower of Power, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Isabar contingent. I see Alpina had just arrived, though, so perhaps we should wait. Doesn't matter if... we simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. The Tower is a manifestation of Garlean unity and authority. It was once the abode of the Imperial family and it will forever bear tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we have had to suffer foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, had enough. The Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war to her own people, not to Auroria nor any other land. We came to assert our unequivocal claim to our territory. Garlemald and all that lies within her bounds is beholden to no one. I had a feeling they would say that, but I didn't think it would be this harsh. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will exhort them to Tubberham. I'll also instruct Capital and Alice to meet us there. Yes. By your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Centaurs. Though the Ishabar contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated. Thus, I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardship, of their hopes and desires, and their dreams of the future is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Least you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well, but know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises so they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it is settled, then you should all head to Centaurus. I'll join you after I see their excellencies safely to Tubberham. So they're trying to establish a new government at the same time of all this. So they're trying to rebuild their nation. I don't think it's going to be a kingdom anymore, or like, well, it's an empire. It's just impossible to do because, especially finding out the actual truth of what Garlemald was meant to be. Here it is, Sentinels. A temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I am given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted so much as a glimpse inside. Should we consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity? I hope it would be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. I know. Oh, wow. Wait, it's the same. It's just the dreams. I guess this is where they've been hiding out this whole time. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Isabel contingents and the current state of affairs. We also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. Files plates. Oh, why do I have a feeling they're going to try and take out the contingent? There's markings indicating they were provided by the Isabel contingent. The eye is very reliant upon the Alliance for aid. Oh, so they are taking aid, even though they keep saying that they'd rather do things themselves. You know, you want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'll say this much. Our leaders later labor to preserve our culture, our way of life, what remains of it at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. Barrel of Salon. The very same you and your comrades used to transport. Why they are in... Ah. Huh. Something does not feel right here. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside help. Be that as it may, even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there's no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. You should ask them, have you been inside it? Because trust me, if you saw one looking there, you probably would not want to even have anything to do with that place. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Quite a lot. Much the same to me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question. What's going on? No, unnecessary same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is up? No, I was just trying to explain. You can clear us up. The contingents had made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. It concerns the magic tech weapons, which run rampant throughout Reggio Omobasama. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we propose the elimination of all machina that loyal near the supply route, but you heard them. They refuse to even consider. The magic have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, those war machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who is to say that they choose as you attest? You want to go out there and look? It's been suggested that this could be a pretense to salvage magic tech material own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains we cannot allow you to destroy them. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume, ridiculous, but they have spoken, and unless we want to inflame tension further, there's naught we can do. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable agreement. That's agreement, not argument. Agreement. An equitable agreement, of course. Oh, well, do I understand the difficulty of your position? As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea, but I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? But by all means. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. They're still... Yeah, the people of Golemar are still in their paranoid ways. They believe now that outsiders are trying foreigners and outsiders are trying to weasel in and take over, but it's like, no, trust me, we just want to make sure that every threat is eliminated before actually moving out of this place. Yeah, it's just there. It's just there waiting to attack. You could just come out and look at it and be like, oh, they are attacking. Just attack people randomly. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to fight someone soon. So let's just get the bird out. Let's get Rufus out. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your effort to appeal to the Garlean community. They have not yet, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As the trap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Razahan and the people of Galamod. What? Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain for its eternal home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Isabar contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. Despite your noble intention, this one-sided relationship has fueled feelings of frustration and resentment. It's no surprise, then, that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners for fear of indebting themselves further or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That's why I wish to present them with an equitable agreement. One that would restore to them a sense of agency after having been forced to rely on charity. Easier said than done. What exactly did you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Razahan obeyed by a treating of non-interference. Freely have we traded with one another, and I wish but to continue in this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require in return for which you grant us leave to use the power of Babel, as well as share your magic tech, resources, and expertise. A trade, in other words. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more cerulean to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Razahan's culture has been enriched by your magic tech wonders, and over ever increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Only when both sides keep the interests of the other in mind can an equitable relationship be forged. 'Tis a principle I once thought I understood, but have come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. It's all about supply and demand. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. I cannot speak for every Garlean. I myself see no reason to object to this proposal. Indeed, if Razahan were to take the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. If you see the sense of my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations in Tenerin. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lord Animus and Meadows. By all means, go with him. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation. So I too shall hire me to... Okay. By creating a trade between Razahan and Garlemald, at least Garlemald will not feel like they have to rely on people, and they can like be like, oh, okay. Like, it's a give and take situation. I guess you can also call it equivalent exchange. Like, just turn it all into a business opportunity, so Garlemald can actually get off their feet finally, instead of feeling like a charity. A crowd you may have bought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Power is ours by right, and nothing you can do is convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it is not our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As the satrap of Razahan, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. The aid we presently receive will not last forever. My lords, sooner or later we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so, we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. 'Tis true we do not want for Magitech and Sororium, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It would depend on the precise terms, but I see the merits. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing. You served the Emperor. We're a proud patriot. Now you entertain selling natural resources like a common merchant? Like you, I weep for what we have lost. But if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense, utter nonsense. You're a traitor, Guinness. And there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, there will be. When the people learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. Wait, it isn't safe out there. Yeah. He's still stuck in the old ways. It's like, your empire is done, okay? It's time to rebuild and start anew. With a new terms and stuff. Bonds of trust. What is that? A loaf? Oh. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Metis. Let us leave matters here in Maximus' care while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Metis is bound for Sinners, we may be able to catch up to him in Radio Masa, but it's not come to any harm. Well, that doesn't look good. Does not look good. Runaway satellite! Oh, okay. Alive? Yeah. We're alive.
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
He's one of them people.
You love Garlemald dearly, Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that. We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless, and I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Aye, so long as we live. Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station. I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me? Ere we part, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
Euless, wait. I'd like a word. With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrate safely back to Tertium.
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Just go with it, man. Just we're still trying to figure this out. He's like from a different.
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here.
Every time she talks, it's just like, what? What does that even mean? It's like, what? Trust isn't
So
just.
that's how Zero came to join you. Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust.
Yeah.
I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence. Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns. During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness. You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoria's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once. A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriats. When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search for means to end the Contra Memoria.
The one on the left is Golbez, but who's the one on the right?
They invited me to join them.
The mage is Bolbez,
I refused.
but
How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world? Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more. I continued fighting alone. But ultimately I was undone, overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world. Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift. When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations. I had a chance to learn about trust. and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone. But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive. So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Here it is again. The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep, though there is no sorrow. If this is trust, then what must I do? How do I answer it?
However you... Are we trying
Give
to
me your
ship?
hand. It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
A friend. So that's what it means. Someone you trust.
Are we really thinking about him right now? Are we really thinking about him as a friend? They just can't let him. They can't let Xenos go, can they? They're really gonna give everybody what they want, which is him returning or something. I have a feeling, and it's just gonna be like, why? Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought, and I owe it all to you and Julius. Right. Expect the others have already arrived back to turn. Should join them. Ow. I'm glad I am to see everyone return. None the worse for Rare. Various representatives of the Garlean community are gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to trade agreement. You read the memorandum? I trust you find the terms acceptable. I do, and I pray you forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I am ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiation solely on your shoulders in my absence. Who are you? You should know that when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation to the people at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another Voice-Sent invasion, they were more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. I tagged along to deliver a supply of Saurian. Have to say, I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials, who normally keep to themselves, and Fenris are here. Ah, my friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. I'm pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Galamon, have entered into a trade agreement with Razahan. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babel. In return, Razahan will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed amongst the settlements of our nation. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade. A bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect, and it marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Razahan holds Garlean technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that through this agreement, our people will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather round to hear the particulars, that you might convey them to those elsewhere. So burdened by hardship and trauma were the people of Galamon that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. To be recognized as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others, that validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. It is by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babel, a rather timely development given the ether tank's impending arrival. Once the tower's stores have been replenished, we need but await your stellar signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Then you can leave that and anything else on this end to me and Alpha. No need to worry. Devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. You are good friends. Lunar Rendezvous.
Let us take a moment to review matters as they stand. Having procured sufficient stores of ether, we may now channel the requisite energy unto the moon via the Tower of Babel. Our work on the star is complete. However, we have yet to receive word from Ishtola as to the state of the lunar preparations.
A ritual to open the gate, and measures to forestall a void-sent invasion. Neither task is simple nor quickly completed. She would doubtless benefit from our assistance.
The very thing I was about to propose. Let us join her above and lend what aid we may.
I think they're getting close to the end.
Ere we set forth, however, Ishtola did bid me relay a message to thee. As thou art well aware, a key objective of our mission is the extraction of thy sister Ashdaya from the Void. Held captive for millennia and divested of an eye, she is like to be severely weakened. To make good her escape, she shall require aid. Aid that is best provided by a fellow Great Worm.
In other words, he has to
You'll
go.
have me go in my true form.
Yes.
Very well. Like our sire, we Great Worms are capable of traversing the great expanse. The journey will take some time, but I shall take myself to the moon. To begin with, I shall return this vessel to Radzadhan, that I may have both my eyes. And until such time as we find Ashdaya, I would entrust her eye to your keeping.
You're just carrying that thing
Will
around?
you do this for me?
We shall contact you via Link Pearl once all is in place on the moon. You need but follow Ishtola's instructions.
Understood. We'll be ready.
Take care, Zero.
Aww.
It will be the briefest of homecomings. I'll be back before you know it.
Oh my god, they really are trying to ship them, aren't they? It feels like it.
In mare elementorum, then. Go well.
Oh, Mungo was gold. Where's the moon? That's another piece of content that I have to do as well. See that hamster? Yeah, I have to do that as well. There's so much I still gotta do in this game.
I took the liberty of informing Ishtola of our arrival. She and her entourage should be here momentarily.
Forgive me. I'd hoped to have everything in order sooner. My thanks for the extra hands.
Alphino and Alice stand ready at the Tower of Babel. Vritra is also en route.
Excellent. You've done well, all of you.
Yeah.
For my part, I've managed to prepare the ritual with help from the Watcher.
The Watcher?
All that remains is to channel the ether from below. This should, I pray, open a gate leading to the moon of the 13th.
May I just say how excited we are to be a part of this grand undertaking. The development of the artificial Atomos was one thing, but this is an opportunity like no other. Ishtora even managed to get a loan of elegant treatises on voice and summoning from the prized collection of the Sons of Saint Koinak.
Really?
The Empire's application of etherochemistry in regulating void gates provided us with many a useful insight for our work, let me tell you.
I asked a favor of Grahatir when we were comparing notes on cross-rift travel. Given his credentials, I was confident he wouldn't be denied.
What? I know.
The knowledge of our forebears has brought us far, as has our own. And with our knowledge and resources, we shall construct a void-sent containment seal on a heretofore unseen scale.
What do I do?
Containment seal. Then thou wouldst make use of...
Aye, a tried and tested means of holding dark entities at bay is readily available here. 'Twould be remiss of us not to employ it. We shall reforge the brands that Xenos and Fandaniel destroyed.
Ah!
That which held even Zodiac shall more than suffice for void scent of any persuasion.
Uh-huh.
The Watcher is already hard at work, tending to the most critical parts of the brand's restoration.
Trust me. If anything should break the brands that held Zodiac, that's bad.
There are, however, a number of concerning factors that remain. With your help, I'm sure we can resolve them.
Time is of the essence, so I suggest we continue this discussion as we make our way to the brands.
Honestly, these fries taste terrible after a few hours. They were good when I got them, but when I went out to eat, I got fries and I got tried a few things. I got this massive taco salad. The problem was barely any meat in it, and just an avalanche of lettuce. I felt like I was stuck in the grasslands the whole time eating it. I was like, jeez. I had to dig into the like under the lettuce to find the meat, and then once I got there, it's like sitting at the bottom, barely any in there. I also got a foot-long hot dog, and that was good, but it came with fries. And I bought the fries home, but I don't want that taco salad ever again. If I want just a bunch of lettuce, I'll just buy a head of lettuce and just eat the thing. It's like, jeez. Um, with the Watcher's assistance, we shall reforge each of Zodiac's brands and use them to erect a barrier capable of repelling void scent. Though we expect it to be effective against larger beings on account of the original purpose. Now, there is a chance it will allow lesser void scent to slip through. Therefore, we shall require a second line of defense. I believe the Loperate supporters would be suitable for this purpose. Oyandra, Ron, the two of you have a strong rapport with our lunar allies. I would have you meet with Livingway and Bestway Burrows and provide any assistance they return. I will join you. As a void set, my knowledge may be of use. And that's our idea. In the meantime, the rest of us will see to reforging the brands. I will send word when we have finished. Pray do the same. Ow. Okay, that didn't feel good. Help. Yeah. I had fun shopping, to be honest. It wasn't stressful like it normally would be. There you are. Your stoller has appraised me of your present undertaking. I understand that she wishes to acquire pride and joy, the veritable carrots of our eye, our unrivaled combat supporters, as a precautionary measure in case this void containment seal of hers proves lacking. As we speak, my fellows are rounding up what units they can and will bring them to the northeast corner in short order. Please wait there. Yeah. Whoops. Ignore me just apparently spinning around and dancing the whole, doing a freaking spinning kick all of a sudden. I don't know how that happened. Oh, we have to go up.
Dreadfully sorry to have kept you all waiting.
I wouldn't underestimate these things, considering the things we had to fight in Mountain and such. Ah!
Hello there, friends. A new person. Heard there was a bit of a rush, so we gathered what combat-ready supporters we had available.
Awkward.
A welcome contribution. Thine initiative never ceaseth to amaze.
Oops.
Oh, stop! You're making me blush. Even now, as we pursue new dreams, aiding the people of Atheros remains our greatest joy. So you can count on us, ever and always.
Remember, the moon was supposed to be a vessel for the people of Atheros to get away from Metron. Which means that her, because of the final days and stuff. Technically, these combat supporters should be really, really over the top. They should be able, they're meant to withstand and face against her until she ever caught up with the moon. Or if anything, to attack the moon all of a sudden. At least I hope that's what the theory is. Well.
Right, so we originally deployed these supporters to patrol the moon and keep it safe. They've never tussled with Void Scent before, but with sufficient data, they ought to hold their own against the ghastly fiends. Practical, tactical data acquired in the moment. And who better to give the supporters an educational thrashing than the champion of Aetherius?
I believe I would make a better instructor. Not only have I fought Void Scent, I am one.
I don't. Oh no! Okay, I take back everything I said. Yeah.
Well, don't just stand there. Engage! 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 Engage!
Aw. I don't think we'll be.
That'll do, that'll do! A defeat bitterer than the bitterest carrot. Using this experience, we must enhance the supporters and turn them into void-sent slaughterbots! Indeed. Right after we've managed to put the poor dears back together.
God, I love their voices. They're so adorable.
Pray forgive our comrade's enthusiasm. May I inquire as to how long the repairs will take?
On an ordinary day, I'd say no less than 5 carrots briskly consumed. But if you were to provide us with encouragement...
Oh. Oh.
We just might be able to do it in
2 hours? What? I'm still wondering what the fuck.
This I leave to you.
What? You guys are. Deliberate's eye twinkles with anticipation as they await your abundant expulsion. God, you know, I've been seeing that expulsion word showing up a lot lately in my life, in the last like week. Ever since I started reading House of Leaves, that word's been flung around quite a bit. To wit, they yearn for you to rally their spirit. Oh, we're choosing emote, rally. Oh, sorry, I was in the midst of, forgive me, the sight of precision parts is strangely soothing and sleep-inducing, but I'll try to keep moving. What a marvelous feeling. There's something like wild gestures of encouragement to fire you up. If you cheer me on, I can do not less than my very best. What is he doing over there? Oh, thank you very, very much. You don't know how uplifting it is to have you encourage us. I mean, showing us the proper technique that we may keep on supporting. Okay, I need to take a moment. I'm just looking, okay? I'm just checking something. Totally just checking something. Totally just checking something. Oh, never mind, he's in the way. My, everyone is in high spirits. Thanks for your encouragement. We have the supporters up and running again in no time. Hurry, attend to your remaining busy work and leave the deployment of our new and improved voice and slaughter bots to us. For that. Hi. Okay. I fixed them real quick.
Can you hear me? We've just finished restoring the brands.
Really?
Let us reconvene once you've finished tending to matters there. The culmination of our efforts is nigh.
They are complete. Oh, wow. I wonder if you could close the hole up now, because there's a giant hole in the way. The red side of the moon. The brands are ready, I presume? Excellent. With the operatives having deployed our supporter, they're ready to proceed. Let us rejoin Yostola post-haste. And praise open our gate into the void. Bam, 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 bam. Oops. Okay. We only fought one monster throughout this whole story. I guess there was the dungeon so far, but if when it comes to like outside of dungeons and stuff and doing the main storyline, you only fight like one or two monsters, but the rest is just plot. Like, try to streamline this as comfortably as possible without you needing to do like nonsensical things. My thanks for seeing to the supporters. With this, all is in readiness for the ritual. First, I shall give the order to Alphino and Alice and the Tower of Babel to channel ether to the moon. Once we have amassed a significant amount of energy, Oriana Tower shall begin our incantations to open the void gate. If all goes well, a terrible form in the fabric of reality. At which point, you must activate the brands and put in place the containment seal. That is all. If there's no questions, let us begin.
Apologies for the wait. The preparations here are finally complete.
Excellent. The Tower 2 is activated. But give the word and we will begin channeling the ether.
Very well then. Make it so.
The moment of truth.
Let's hope it doesn't drive people mad.
by the sisters!
Oriange, commence your invocations. 'Tis time to open our gate. Beginning to form. Quickly, activate the brands.
That's a big gate.
Success. The gate is open, and the seal appears to be in place.
Let's see how well it holds.
What an enormous gate! Lord Gomez will be eager to hear of this. So this is the promised land. The land of boundless ether.
Oh, that's great. This is gonna be fun.
I dare say the seal doth serve its purpose.
Good. You're late. You missed all the fun.
I see all proceedeth apace. Remarkable.
Yep.
Indeed. Just this moment, a void scent emerged from the gate, by which we may safely assume it leads to the 13th.
Hey, he was sprouting on about logo there.
It's incredible, Ishtola. Truly incredible. Oh, what an honor it is to have been part of this historic achievement.
A part is an understatement. None of this would have been possible without you and yours. Our success has also served to solidify our understanding of cross-rift travel. The Ascians rejoined reflections to the source by instigating elemental imbalances. These imbalances weakened the barrier between realities, causing the ether of a reflection to flood the source. But why is it that reflections are predisposed to rejoin the source? Why have they never merged with one another?
Thou art suggesting there is a unique property inherent to the source, one responsible for such an outcome.
I am. 'Tis my conclusion that, as the point of origin for the reflections, the source has an innate pull over them. Hydaelyn, I believe, sought to suppress that pull, which is why she was created with the power of light, of stasis.
It doesn't matter now.
Meanwhile, the power of darkness, of activity, reigns in the void. Hydaelyn's influence would naturally be weaker, and this manifested in the form of planar fissures. Working with this hypothesis, I set my sights upon where the pull was assessed to be strongest, and through our combined efforts, we succeeded in opening a gate to the void. Now, I must stress, it was because we sought the void that we succeeded. Pleased though I am to have my theory proven, the secrets of travel to other reflections still elude us. Even so, in the reality that lies beyond the 8th umbral calamity, there are those who found a way to reach the first. I will not rest until I do the same.
One step closer to fulfilling your dream, eh?
Just a step. Many more remain to be taken.
Whoever wants to see him.
Which further motivates me to forestall a void-sent invasion. So come, let us set forth, to find Ashdaya and put an end to Golbez's plot.
Climb upon my back. I shall take us to the gate.
As we did discuss prior, I shall see the alchemists safely home, then together with the Loporrits maintain vigil over the gate.
May the sisters watch over and keep you safe.
I do not like the idea of him going to the void, though. Especially if it takes us straight to Golbez.
Into the void once more.
Because if Golbez manages to defeat us and take over Vajra, then he will have 2 dragons under his command to siphon ether off and become even more powerful. So why would we give him? Remember, these shards are memories, I think. If I'm right. These crystallized shards. Memories of the world. Of a world forgotten and consumed by darkness. It looks just like... It literally looks just like Armin. Like the Moon of the Source. Even the cracks and stuff.
This is the moon of the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a crack in it.
It is. Ever since the flood, it has been a sanguinary orb in the sky.
I love the fact they used the music from
Void sent.
FF4's
Rather more
Moon
subdued
here.
reception than I had anticipated.
But unsurprising, given how jealously Golbez conceals the location of his domain. Still, we must remain on guard. One of his minions came through the gate, after all, and more may lie in wait.
And let us be calm.
My sister. Where could she be?
Where?
Steady, Vritra. We've barely arrived. Let us explore our surrounds before drawing conclusions.
Yes, thou art right. I shall survey the moon from above. The ground I leave to you all.
What is that in the what is that all the way over there? That light. Wow, there it is, the world. Are we really gonna be able to run around on the moon? Oh my god. Oh, it's not very big though. That makes sense. I don't have oh yeah, I don't have mount. I don't have a mount here. But yeah, this is a remix of the FF4's version of the Moon song. The song that plays on the moon in FF4. The surface of the moon is a grim shade of crimson, a consequence of the flood of darkness, perhaps? I wonder if they'll experiment with things like the darkness beyond time from Chrono Trigger. I mean, from Chrono Cross and such. Where all discarded timelines go. Where's ever an event. No matter how you strain your eyes, you spy no signs of life. In all directions extends a desolate waste without end. What is the weather here? A vacuity. What? Vacuity. I don't know what that is. I know that's mild weathering. You hold your breath and attempts to catch faintest noise. Save for the sounds of your comrades. There is nothing. So far, you failed to find any clues as to Azjaja whereabouts. Perhaps Zero has noticed something you missed. Oh, this is what I want to see. The hold. There it is! The throne! Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, you can tell that is the throne. That's his throne. Oh, excuse me.
The chasm has caught your attention as well.
Yeah. That looks like the same.
There's some manner of structure below. Worth a look, wouldn't you say?
No, you go down there.
I too sense something here. This pit much resembles the cradle of darkness on our moon, where Zodiac was once imprisoned. If this place serves the same function, then a fragment of his power must have been sealed in the depths. Strange, though. When Zodiac perished in the Source, I presumed that every aspect of him was thus unmade, and his power scattered. But it's unmistakable. The darkness that permeates this abyss. Could a trace of him yet remain? Or is it something else.
Flooding. Oh.
I hear thee, sister. I hear thee.
You're not gonna rush right in, are you? Oh, thank God.
My friends, Astaya is here, within this chasm.
Oh my goodness, we've done it.
You were entrusted with Ajdaya's eye, were you not?
I would not pull that out right now. Yeah, I should not have pulled that out. Well,
So this is indeed Golbez's domain.
the company went mortals? So you, Then much time has passed.
For war, Meradar, Ian An. Les Iem Kol An, Zdis Sorn Irum, Snar Tiamat An. Kai Ros An, Ke Ul Ke Darn Morn, Dis An, Kai An, Nal Stra An.
Nartal King in eyes.
Ta hes an elgon osk in. Ses kidir in an kasta an. Sta in es katao tai an. Es an stra in sorn.
What now, then? Does this great worm intend to remain a captive meal for all eternity, not daring to test her chains?
Ern el, in his head, in ood.
Faceless as Nighthawk. What do you know?
Kis targol, asrael dis tar, sma osk in sis an.
Now there's a start. So, what can you tell us?
Asis tar nogon in.
I'm not trouble found.
Do es inesh igor sorn, ka som mo go, skom lesam an, som du orta sis.
Well, you heard her. Shall we look into this spot near and dear to our enemy's heart?
Ooh, my upload's getting worse. Oh, it's not good. Abyssal dark. The others have already begun searching for clues. Let us do the same. I'll take charge of this area if you could see to the south. Yeah. I think tomorrow all day I'm gonna call them. And I'm just gonna annoy them to no end about it. And about my upload. I'm telling them, you either get someone out here or we're gonna have... I might actually just start calling... like, people that can get them in trouble. Like, lit from beneath the rock catches your eye.
Did you find something?
Oh, it's crystal.
A memoria. But whose?
I have a feeling I know. Yeah, no, okay. Alright, Echo. Give us the info. Yeah. I think it's just Goba. That's not Gomez. That might be...
You have lied, pillaged, and murdered. Have you anything to say in your defense?
No. Every one of them got what they deserved. Trusting fools. Like you would-be heroes.
Aye. You do well to keep a close eye on each other. It always ends the same way. A knife in the back. And better to have the handle towards your hand. You'll see! Oh, yes. You will.
Death, may your soul find salvation.
I can't bring myself to pray for the unrepentant. You're a nobler man than I.
Somehow, we are all shaped by these dark times more than we would care to admit. I choose to believe that, had these men known peace and plenty, they would not have been consumed by mistrust and avarice.
Victims of the Contra Memoria, then. Like so many others. But we will end it.
Thank you. I shudder to imagine what might have happened if you hadn't dealt with the Dark Ones.
What's that?
Oh, her? She's like you, I hear. Hunts Memoriats taken by darkness.
Well, well. A kindred spirit. Perhaps we will finally have a new comrade.
No. I've no interest in working with others. Much less someone who looks as suspicious as you.
Is that so?
If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way.
Even when we share the same goal, we can't overcome the mistrust. Such is the way of things, the wisdom of our era.
Only a precious few memory remain who cling to the light. Would that we could have won her over.
We'll make do, old friend. We have accomplished much already, and another person may well have been more of a hindrance than help. Now then, our work here is finished. His Majesty has summoned us, so let us not delay. To Baron.
Had another vision of the past, did you?
Yeah, we keep doing this over and over.
What? I was in it. It's them. The pair I met in that village. Which means the one sealed in this Memoria is...
So, you have come. You, who would oppose our crusade.
Tranquilo.
Now, wait a second. Yep.
You. I know you.
Is that so? From the world before, I dare say. 'Tis impressive enough that you have managed to retain your mortal form, but to remember your past besides. But that is of no moment. You are the Memoriat who vanquished my minions, correct?
And what if I am?
Then I would bid you join me. As a child of our world and slave to the wheel, fight with me for the salvation of all our souls.
Fight with you? More like fight as your pawn. It isn't me you want, but my power. And if I don't obey, you'll bind me like you bound that dragon. But no more. I refuse to be bound ever again. I fight only for myself, and for those in whom I trust. My friends.
I see. A pity. It is for the dragon that you have come, yes? When first you appeared, I thought simply to remove a threat to our plan. Never did I imagine that you would reach this place and gift me a golden opportunity.
We opened the rift, and now who wants to go through?
Long as it has been imprisoned, this dragon has grown feeble and weak.
Oh.
Spirit extinguished.
Yeah, okay. He wants a new dragon.
Your coming has served to rekindle her forgotten hope. Her yearning to be free, to return home. That is the key to our deliverance.
The darkness is ravaging her. She's becoming a void scent. Archer! Smash!
Rise, O Shadow Dragon, and obey. Kill him. Keep our guests occupied.
Save her. I beg thee. Save my sister.
Before darkness swallowed the world, I fought tirelessly in a war without end. The experience taught me to discern the strong, that dragon, and you. Face me.
Once again, I call on us the power of a Zen.
Accursed light. You, who have ever basked in its warmth, could never understand our envy, our agony. You will not deny us our release.
The Voidcast dies.